Hi, I'm Reed Holson. Welcome to Ask the Mayor, where we sit down every month and have a conversation with Mayor Mike Huther and find out what's going on in the city of Sioux Falls. And of course, there's lots going on. And you can find out what is going on anytime at siouxfalls.org and also find this program as you click on CityLink. Welcome, Mayor Huther.
Thank you, Reed. Good to be back.
Good news from Forbes magazine again. And we're number 2 last year in Best Place to Start a Business in Careers. This year we're
number one.
Number one,
Reed. And again, Forbes is really a well-received publication, well-recognized across the United States, across the world, and they named our great city of Sioux Falls the number 1 small city in America for businesses and careers. And again, we always knew it was a great place to live, a great place to play, and certainly we are now recognized once again as a great place to work, number 1 in the nation.
And Forbes is respected, so it's not just a popularity contest. They actually sit around and look at some objective things in making their measurements.
They do their analytics, they do their an objective review, and in this particular case, again, we moved up 1 spot from number 2 to number 1, and I like our chances to maintain it. So many good things going on here, a bevy of good jobs everywhere, one of the lowest unemployment rates in America, great place to live and raise your family. And when you throw that all into the mix, Sioux Falls is the place to be if you want to either start your career or expand your career and take it to an all new level.
And you faced the challenges of growth in your years here as mayor of Sioux Falls, yes. and the challenges of growth continue. Fast growth, really low unemployment, workforce development.
Since I've been your mayor, Reed, I've been blessed by that role. We've actually added a community the size of Watertown onto Sioux Falls. It's a great problem to have, but as you are growing, you do need more workers. These businesses that are doing so well, they want to hire more good people to work for their company, to help them become more profitable, address more service needs, capture more opportunities. They need workers, and we still do. So when you can get any information out there like Forbes has provided that we're the number 1 place in America for businesses and careers, that only helps our ability to attract good workers to our city.
How do you compare our economy to the national economy? Many argue that there's lots of jobs, but they're lower paying service jobs. Are there higher paying professional type, mid-management type jobs here?
The jobs that we have open right now in Sioux Falls, they're across all spectrums. White collar, gray collar, blue collar, across all different types of industries. Higher paying, yes, some that are more, less pay. But still, I think that if you're looking for a new job, and now's a great time to update your resume, or if you're looking for that first job, coming out of high school, coming out of college, Sioux Falls is definitely the place to be. And I would put up our city against any in the country right now in terms of this is the place where you want to start your career and raise your family and have some fun along the way.
If you could wish for one sector of economic development here, would it be manufacturing?
Reed, we've got so many strong legs on our economic development stool. Our foundation is certainly agriculture. As you know, I was in the financial services industry. That's always been strong. Healthcare has been very, very strong. Now research. We're a tourism hub, a retail hub. But yet kind of the one that we don't talk a lot about are those manufacturing jobs that are in Sioux Falls, and you'd be amazed at all the things that we develop or make or process right here in Sioux Falls that serves not only the Midwest, not only the United States, but serves the world. But yeah, we just don't talk about manufacturing that much, but yes, there's a lot of those great jobs right here in Sioux Falls.
Well, let's keep talking about money. The economy seems to be doing well. We'd be concerned about sales tax levels. How are they doing?
Well, about the same as they've been, Reed, over the last year, and that is we are seeing a softening when it comes to the strength of the agriculture sector. Farmers, ranchers, small towns, they have been much more conservative in their spending, in their investing. When you throw in ag and commodity prices that are not as strong as they've been in the past, but then you throw in really some weather that has caused havoc in terms of really wet springs and then unbelievably dry summers. It has really hurt our ag economy. And then also, again, we always talk about, we've got Thanksgiving coming, the holiday shopping season coming. And what we would ask is that please consider buying locally. Because when you do, those sales tax revenues, they really help us pay for things like our roads and our police and our fire and our libraries. And when you buy those things online, it does impede our ability to collect those sales tax revenues.
And we're seeing some sales tax revenue from Amazon now. The state's collecting that.
We are, but even that, you'd think that that's a big deal, but it just is not near what we need in terms of supporting not only our city revenues but also our state coffers. Governor Dugard just came out with a press release saying that it is already going to be very, very tight. He's already announced to the people across the state that he is going to really have to cut back on spending. And, I understand it. We've done it here in Sioux Falls, and they're going to have to do it across this great state.
One move you made recently was refinancing some fairly large bonds related to Lewis and Clark.
So proud of our finance team, led by Tracy Turback. This is something that, I don't know if it got near enough attention as it deserved. We were paying off bonds to support, our water system here in Sioux Falls. And Tracy and the finance team, they found a way to refinance those bonds, offered them back out there on the market, and we just got unbelievable bids. And with that, we will save the taxpayers, it's estimated around $25 million because of this refinancing that Tracy and the finance team did. So again, just so proud of what our city employees do. Certainly, this was a big deal. I don't know how the numbers worked out, but I know one of the controversial items during my tenure was the city administration building and the $25 million investment that it was going to cost to pay for that, what I think is an important need for our city. And how do you pay for things like that? Well, one way you do that is you find ways to save money. And that's exactly what Tracy and the finance and the city of Sioux Falls did. We may have invested $25 million here. We saved $25 million here. It's a wash. And who ultimately wins? The taxpayers, the citizens of Sioux Falls. And again, just love it. And just want to give rave kudos to those city employees who made that happen.
A lot of us may not realize that we feel that once a bond is set, it's set, and you can't renegotiate it. That's not true.
It isn't. I mean, there's different terms on some of these bond sales or bond investments that we make. And on this particular one, we were able to refinance it and went out there, and with our strong financial condition, with our incredible, debt rating that we have. We had well over 15, 16 different major firms that said, I want a piece of Sioux Falls. I want to invest in that. And we just got a great borrowing rate. I think it was 1.8%. I mean, it's not free, but it certainly was a heck of a deal, and just so proud of it.
That's great. Let's head out to the Premier Center. Now, first, did you go to the Foo Fighters?
I did not.
You did not?
Reed, I did not. I had every intention to go to the Foo Fighters. I'm a big rock fan. I had fully planned to attend. And then I had the opportunity to babysit my grandson, George, as well as I watched some really good high school football. There were two Sioux Falls teams playing in the championship, of course, Sioux Falls Washington versus Sioux Falls Roosevelt. So I watched one of the best games I've ever seen for high school football, but I missed a sold-out Foo Fighters concert that I heard was just as tremendous as anything we've done.
Kind of our first front row rock concert that we've had.
Yes,
the Premier Center sold well.
Sold very, very well. And that's one of the things, too, we're learning is that certainly we sell out a lot of things here, especially, country music is really a hot seller. But, yes, rock bands do well here, too, and Christian music and certainly sporting events, whether it be indoor football or hockey or Summit League basketball, which is coming soon. So yeah, we're doing very, very well, and just so proud of our event center.
Still concerns about the siding out there. We're
Yes.
looking at the siding now. The city has issued a request for proposals now.
Yes.
Does that mean that you're replacing the siding, or you're just looking at how they are?
No, and again, I think that one of these topics that certainly just doesn't seem to go away is whether the siding or whether the structure itself, whether it's protected from those elements that we have here. The cold, the wind, the rain, the snow. And so finally we got to the point in time where we said, let's just quit talking about this and actually have a third party come in, and they will evaluate that to make sure that it is structurally sound. We wholeheartedly believe that it is, but we think that it's worth the investment to have a third party come in. They'll do the review, and then they can tell us one way or not. And then we'll move on and capture other great things that are happening either within the city, or better yet, great things that we can capture for our city with our time, our talent, and our treasure.
Next door is the Sioux Falls Arena, so finally some conversations are starting about what to do with that. It's been around since 1961. Do we keep it, or do we tear it down?
Reed, this is one of those where if I only had more time to serve as your mayor, I'd love to tackle this one, but of course I don't. But I still think that it is something that we should talk about as a city. And it has served us incredibly well, as you said, since the early 1960s. Still serving us well in terms of the flat floor space that it provides, that is contiguous with the Convention Center and the Denny Sanford Premier Center. But is there even a stronger way that we can utilize that space? And that's what we're going to look at. We'll hire a third party to come in, evaluate it, give us some good ideas, and then we'll leave that to the next mayor, the next council, the taxpayers and the citizens to decide what is the most productive use of that Sioux Falls Arena that has really served us well for years.
Convention Center's been around for decades now.
Yes.
We're going to take a look at that at the same time?
I think that it's all going to probably play a role together because, again, remember, one of the reasons we chose the event center for the location for our, for that building is that it is contiguous. And yes, the Convention Center is right in the middle of the arena and the event center. What we want to do is we just want to find a way to strengthen its use as a whole. And so we know the Denny Sanford Premier Center is just doing unbelievably well, 88th busiest event center in the world right now. The Convention Center is almost operating in the black on its own. So that truly is being utilized at a high level, and we're still making improvements to that. And now when you throw in this arena, and if we can find a way to make that even more productive, and again, I've got my own ideas, whether it be maintaining or enhancing that flat floor space, adding more hotel rooms and convention center space. I think that is something that we certainly have to look at, and I think that all of those entities combined with the great parking we have out there and the ease of getting in and out really makes it a powerful, powerful location for economic development and so much more.
And down the road, we've got some new management for our golf facilities for the city of Sioux Falls. New hotel is opening down by Elmwood. But talk about the new golf course management.
Thank you, Reed. Thanks for that opportunity. We do have these public entities, such as our golf courses, for example, which serve the public as a whole very, very well. But I think our goal, at least over my 8 years, has been, can we take it even to a higher level of performance? And so in this case, we asked Don Kearney, the Parks team, the finance team, to work together to try to see if there would be others that wanted to compete to manage and run and operate those golf courses. And we did. We got in some really strong proposals. We had a group of citizens, park board members, and city team that evaluated all those, including a city councilor, and they unanimously picked a new entity to manage our golf courses. And so really excited about that. And again, these are taxpayer-funded entities, and finding a way to make them, generating more dollars, improving service levels, operating those facilities to get more opportunities out there is a good thing. And so really excited about what this new entity will do.
All right, very good. We're going to take a break, the mayor and I. When we come back, there's more options for you to get a ride in the city of Sioux Falls. So hang around. We'll be right back and Ask the Mayor.
I'm Dr. Lichter from Falls Community Health, here to talk to you today about the influenza vaccine. Influenza season is here, and influenza kills thousands of people each year, which is why we all need to do our part to get vaccinated and help minimize the spread. You can help protect the people who are at greatest risk of becoming seriously ill from the flu, such as older adults and infants younger than 6 months old who are too young to get vaccinated. You cannot get the flu from the vaccine, but you may have some minor aches and pains afterwards. Talk to your doctor for more information and get your flu vaccine today.
Welcome back to Ask the Mayor. Say if you'd like to check out what's going on at the Premier Center during the holiday season, there's some great shows out there. Just head to the Premier Center's website, Google it, and you'll find some great opportunities to get some good tickets to some good shows this holiday season.
You bet.
And Christmas shows are coming up,
Love it.
There you go.
Holidays, Reed, it's crazy. I just keep thinking this time is running by so fast. And I've got 6 months to serve as your mayor. And yeah, when you throw in the holiday season, which already goes by just like this, I'll be done here sooner than you know. But I think that the one thing I would love the people of Sioux Falls to understand is that still plenty of opportunities, some challenges that we face, and we want to address those too. And I'll try to work as hard as I can to make sure that we do just that. But yeah, also excited about the potential new leadership that's going to come in, and I know they'll do a great job too.
Yeah, April is the election.
Oh my, April is there, and Sioux Falls, I know it's a ways away, but already people are starting to talk about it, and so please get involved. Start to study these women and men that want to serve you as a counselor or as a mayor, and to get to know them, and I think that due diligence will pay off for you as well as for our great city.
Very good.
Thank you.
With everything going on in the holiday season, it's nice to have a new lift.
Oh my
Lyft
God.
is in Sioux Falls. People have been waiting a long time for ride-sharing programs.
What a great deal this is for our city, and so many people to thank, whether it be private citizens or city councilors or the state of South Dakota or whatever. These people working in collaboration to make things happen, like bringing Lyft to Sioux Falls, is a big deal. And folks, for those of you who've never used a ride-sharing service like Lyft before, I encourage you to try it. It's unbelievably easy, very competitive, and it does get you from point A to point B in a very effective way. And I think what this has done is it's also helped us do some other things, such as created a safer city. And what I mean by that is, there are folks out there who go out and have a good time and maybe have more, one or two drinks more than what they should. In this case now, they can take Lyft and have someone drive them home versus trying to drive them home on their own. Also, we've got taxi services here, and again, I'm so thankful that they're here. But competition drives even improved services, lower prices, and I think that this will happen too with Lyft. And whether another ride-sharing service chooses to join us too, we'll see. But right now, just really thankful that we've got an additional one providing this great service to our city.
Very good. As we look down the street from City Hall, the administration building is taking shape. Looks like it's going to be closed up here pretty soon so they can work inside as well.
They are making great strides. And again, the weather has been really pretty conducive for it. But yeah, the goal is to have that building pretty much enclosed or encapsulated before the really cold winter months start. And it's really taking shape. So folks, come on down Minnesota Avenue, around Minnesota 8th, 9th, or 8th and 6th Street, and look at your brand new city administration building. It's really going to be beautiful, and it will serve our city for generations to come. And I think there's a really good chance, Reed, that we'll have the ribbon cutting before I'm done being your mayor. The goal is to have that done by May 15th, and I think there's a good chance it's going to happen.
I know you'd like to see that happen.
I would. And just, again, one of those things where we don't make these decisions easily. We do unbelievably due diligence. We debate them at the highest level. We don't want to spend taxpayer dollars in a needless way. And this is one investment that I'm just really, really proud of. And again, providing a great place for our employees to work, that's important, but also providing an opportunity to have our citizens served at a higher level in a grand space too is just as important.
And after that, Van Epps Park is going to be redone. It's really, the plans look gorgeous for that.
Reed, thank you. You know, we have taken all of our parks and elevated them to a pretty high level. There is one park that remains that we've not done that, and that's Van Epps. But yes, once that building is done, then we will create this grand outdoor space called Van Epps Park. And Reed, remember, on this program, we actually talked about some of the really bad things that were happening at Van Epps Park just a couple of years ago, and now it will be truly a show place for our city. So people coming in from the airport or on one of the busiest roads in the entire state will see this great new building and great new park for all of Sioux Falls to be proud of.
How about that corner right by Van Epps and that parking ramp? It's a beautiful place for a little development there, wouldn't it be?
Well, I think that you have not seen anything yet. That whole area, Reed, is going to develop in a big way. I know that, there's still some older buildings there. There's some businesses there that, maybe we'd like to see changed, and I think you're going to see that happen in the years to come. I think it'll happen very, very quickly. When government makes these investments, it's amazing how it spurs on other investments. One of the things I've learned, for example, if you add or you repair a street in a neighborhood, those homeowners, they just take their investment of their properties to a whole new level too. And everything is elevated. And the same thing happens when you invest in a new event center or a new indoor pool or a new city administration building or whatever it would be. Everything gets elevated, and yes, good things happen.
As you talked about transition in your administration here in the remaining months, Dave Fifley, our city attorney, has moved on. So talk about what's going to happen in the interim as far as city attorney goes for our taxpayers.
Will do. First of all, I'm very proud of Dave Fifley. I was so honored to serve with him, and he helped navigate some really, really challenging waters over the last seven and a half years that I've been your mayor. I mean, we've tackled some big things that really haven't been tackled before. So again, I wish David all the very, very best. He's going to do a great job. But right now, we are also very fortunate in that we've got Karen Leonard, who is our deputy city attorney. She has also done a great job in the past. She's willing to, at least until the next mayor comes, she will serve in that role that David had. But I'm not going to announce a new city attorney. I'm going to save that for the next mayor. I think that's the right thing to do. And with Karen Leonard temporarily leading the charge, I know we're in really, really good hands, really, really good shape. And she'll work with the rest of the legal team to really address those challenges that come our way.
All right. You talked recently about curfew for kids, and for all of us as parents, those of us that are overseeing children and being parents, to take care of your kids. And now that the days are shorter, curfew and coming home is really important.
Sioux Falls, I know that some of you may be thinking, why is the chief of police and why is the mayor, why are they, telling us what we should be doing as parents? And again, I'm not trying to scold you or coach you, or I'm not trying to tell you how to be a mom or a dad or a guardian, but we did want to relay that it is so important, if you do know where your children are, that it's going to really improve their chances that they're going to be safe, that they won't get into trouble, and that ultimately, the city as a whole will benefit. We've had some bad things that have happened with young people recently where they did get into trouble after hours. Some of it was stuff that, you know, we don't wish upon any kid or any family. And so, you know, moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas and guardians out there, tough love is not a bad thing. Tough love is a great thing. It is. And letting your kids know that there is a curfew every single night of the week and that you do need to be home by this time. And if you're not going to be home, letting mom and dad or letting us know where you're at, that's important. You know, I think that sometimes we say, oh, you know, we've got the cell phone, so I can just call them if I need. Well, that is true, but your children should also be calling you proactively to letting you know where they're at, when they're going to be home, what they're doing, and if they're not going to be home by curfew, then you do need to be responsible and making sure that they're safe. So Sioux Falls, thank you. Moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas and guardians, thank you. But it's a tough love conversation that we'll all benefit from.
Mayor, thanks for your time.
You bet, Reed. Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. Have a good holiday season for your family.
Happy holidays to you too.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
On the mayor's point about taking care of our kids in our neighborhoods, there's options for you too to get involved. Just click on our community development department on SiouxFalls.org. There's ways to have neighborhood associations and watches as you get your neighbors talking about your issues in your neighborhoods. You can make everybody safe and feel inclusive in your neighborhood as well too. And the Sioux Falls Police Department is always willing to help as well at Crime Stoppers at 367-7007. Mayor, do you have your leaves up already?
Oh, mine are all done.
They're all done?
Mine are done,
All right.
and my lawnmower is put away for the winter.
Perfect. But if you still have leaves, you've got until through Thanksgiving weekend to go to our leaf drop-off sites. Those are at Chambers and Cliff Avenue, where you see the big street department place where all the trucks are for the snow removal. $3 a load. Make sure you tarp them, and of course out by WH Lyons Fairgrounds as well too. All that information is on our website at SiouxFalls.org. On behalf of Mayor Huether, I'm Reed Holson. Thank you for watching Ask the Mayor.